In this video, we're going to talk about adverbial phrases or adverbial clauses. That is, phrases that go next to adverbs. So if you forgot what adverbs are, please go back to the Grammar Basics video to learn about adverbs. But if you know adverbs, you know that they modify an adjective or a verb. Now, phrases here modify verbs, and adverbial phrases typically modify verbs, as we can see here in example A. Tommy spoke with conviction. How did he speak? With conviction. There is no such word as convictionally. Traditionally, adverbs end in ly, but if you have to add more than one word to form an adjective, then it becomes or to form an adverb, then it becomes an adverbial phrase. That's simple. That's all it is. Just an adverb that is not one word, but more than one word. Here we have B. You can see it becomes a little bit longer. Tommy spoke into the microphone. So how did he speak? Into the microphone. Whenever you answer that question of how someone did something, you know you're in adverb land. And also in preposition land. You're going to learn about prepositional phrases, and prepositional phrases can be adverbial phrases. They can be noun phrases. They're very versatile. But for now, know that this prepositional phrase is modifying spoke, so it is an adverbial phrase. Then there's addressing the crowd. So how did he spoke? He spoke addressing the crowd. And this is a participial phrase using the participle form of addressing. And that participial phrases we haven't learned about, but that's coming up soon, so get ready for that. C, Tommy spoke one word at a time, again, describing how he speaks, one word at a time. Few words, basically functioning as an adverb. And finally, just to make things more difficult, let's have a big sentence. Rummaging through science books. Quentin. And so, again, we have this participial phrase. It starts there with this verb that's changed into ing or changed into the gerund form. We call this as an example of a participle, and here's the phrase. We're also going to have a lesson later in the clause section on misplaced modifiers, and that's going to help us determine what this phrase should be talking about. And it should always be talking about the thing or person that comes directly after the comma. This comma right there. Of course, it was Quentin the one rummaging through science books. Yes, he was. Now, how? What is he doing? Well, Quentin hoped as he rummaged through science books. You can think of it that way. So this is another example of an adverbial phrase. It can come at the beginning of the sentence, and it can actually come before the noun when it is in a participial phrase. And now we're getting to the point where there's so much grammatical terminology, and it's important to know it, but if all you know is the grammar terminology, but you never apply it, you never write long sentences like this, then you're losing out. And vice versa, if you can only write long sentences but are unsure sometimes of where things go, then you definitely have to watch my grammar videos. But that said, let's read on here. Quentin hoped to find out how scientists knew the position of the Milky Way relative to other galaxies. Now, it's a perfectly fine sentence. You may write the sentence yourself, and everything is fine. But if I asked you, what is the function of this phrase right here? And it's easy to say, oh, that's obviously an adverbial phrase because of the word how. It describes how. And that's actually a trick. It is a noun phrase. He hoped to find out something, some noun that goes here. And what did he hope to find out? How scientists knew the position of the Milky Way relative to other galaxies. And with that said, guess what's coming up next? Noun phrases.